Just try it, Ray. Just with the one finger.
I already tried it.
Don't like push the mouse too hard. Just give it a little love.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. That sounds good.
Ray, you're killing me.
Why? I'm on. What's the problem?
Listen, I'm going to Disney on Wednesday. I don't care what happens right now.
Hey,
Have fun. You will.
You can't go to Disney on Wednesday. We have a special election for Board of Canvassers clerk.
Oh, good. Bye.
You're all set. You can start, Ray.
Let's go.
Okay. The meeting of the West Warwick Board of Canvassers for May 24th, 2021 at 3 p.m. is hereby called to order. Members present are Chairperson Ray Lambert, Vice Chairperson Nancy LeBlanc, Member Bert Mollahan, alternate member Nancy Parenti, and alternate member JP Millette. We have a quorum so we can transact our business. First order of business is the approval of the minutes from the April 27, 2021 meeting. Everybody get a copy?
No.
Yes.
No,
You didn't get them?
I got them. I got
Nancy,
I
you
got
didn't get them?
You got them, JP? Maybe, I've been busy packing, so it might be I didn't, because I checked yesterday and.
Oh, no, they were last
when did you
week.
send them up? So there's an agenda?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I sent
Okay,
you
well,
everything
I'll
last
follow
week.
along.
And I actually sent you an agenda today with the last resolution.
Right.
Okay, that's okay. Do you wanna look for it?
Well, I have to get out of the Zoom meeting, unless I go on my phone. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I got it.
Okay.
All right, any problems with the minutes of the meeting of April 27, 2021? Any additions, modifications, deletions, corrections? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion that the minutes of the meeting of April 27, 2021 be accepted as presented.
I so move.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
So voted unanimously. The minutes are accepted. The next order of business on our agenda is a certification of the final vote for the all-day referendum. Kerry?
Okay, did everybody get the
Yeah.
sheet that I sent today? Okay. All
Today?
right, so, yeah,
Karen, did you get anything today? Is it in here? Okay, all right, I must have it.
okay. So, we had 263 people come out and vote. So the question 1 on the budget, 236 yes, 26 no, 1 undervote. Question 2 was the road bond. We had 239 yes, 23 no, 1 undervote.
Wow.
Any questions?
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Anybody have any questions on the certification of the votes cast in the May 20th, 2021 all-day budget referendum? As presented by Kerry? No, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion that the vote be, the final vote for the all-day referendum be certified as presented.
I so move.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So voted unanimously. The next order of business is a postmortem on the all-day referendum. Vice Chair, you want to start?
It went very smooth, other than the glitch in the morning with the voters being thrown out. Maybe I should rephrase that. The voters not being able to vote through the poll pad. But that, we called town hall right away. And I'm not sure who called the Board of Elections. I don't know if it was town hall or someone else. Who did call the Board of Elections?
I did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I woke everybody up.
Yeah. I know it was early. It was like a
Oh,
third
yeah.
or fourth vote
Yep.
that came in.
Yep, I did.
But I guess it was a technician with the Board of Elections, or was it one of the programmers?
No, he was one of the workers.
One of the workers
Yeah, he's,
came and
yep.
fixed it, and we had no other problems for the rest of the day. And I don't know if anyone would like to, for the record, state exactly what happened.
Anybody want to address that? If you found out anything more since what we found out that morning? Sarah, Kerry, anybody?
I don't know anything more than what I told you guys that day, unfortunately.
Kerry, did you find out anything?
No, I haven't even talked to anybody
Well,
because I
could
wasn't
you
here
just
Friday.
Could you just state for the record what the problem actually was?
Something with a file that needed to be inserted again in the poll pad to refresh it. There was something between two elections because they thought we were having the primary. So the file they got crossed or something.
But
So
even
we just had to.
even that was wrong
Yes, because it's.
because the primary, it would have been a Democratic primary.
Yep, all right.
I mean,
yep.
yeah, Republican. Sorry, it would have been a Republican primary. So
I
the
think that's
Democrat.
what they initially thought it might have been, but then they had said afterwards that it was a glitch in the file transfer.
Okay,
Anybody have anything else on the postmortem?
no, and like I said, there was
Yeah,
nothing.
I do.
Yep, go ahead, Bert.
That is the lightest turnout I've ever seen in my 30 years on the board. That is unbelievable. I don't know what happened, but
Zero tax increase. That's what happened.
what happened?
Zero tax increase.
Yeah, okay.
That's what
I
happened.
like that too.
But yeah, but that's what
Wow.
happened. Because last
Okay.
year, Kerry, correct me if I'm wrong, last referendum, last May, we got about 900 voters.
915, I think, something
Okay,
right
there you
around
go.
there.
Yeah.
Zero
Boy.
tax increase, that did it. Anybody have anything else? All right, I would like
Wait,
to,
I do.
uh,
Just want to thank Boomerangs for donating all their food. They were amazing to me.
okay,
Again,
all right, and I'd like to add that, the fact that the election not only ran smoothly, but I thought our town clerk's office, led by our new clerk, which was her first election here in West Warwick. I thought they all did a good job. And everything went smoothly. If it wasn't for that glitch, it would have been like smooth sailing the whole time. And that, if my memory serves me correct, is about 6 elections in a row since last May, and we haven't had any problems.
No.
Yep.
And
So-
the problem we had was corrected right away, really.
Yes. All right, so congratulations to Sarah, and Carrie always does a good job. She's been here for a few years, but congratulations, Sarah, on your first election.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It was a great team effort by all of you.
All right, the next order of business is a certification of the election ballot for the special town council Ward 5 election. We have that here, certification polling places.
yep. I had
Oh,
to make
ballot,
it.
yep, everybody have it? Yep, I got it. Everybody got that?
Yep.
I think, what did we do? We did, the reason that Bourget is first and Taco second, we did at the last meeting, right?
A lottery.
No, this
The lottery.
is the way this comes. This was a report from the Secretary of State's. This comes out of my CVRS, and that's just the way that printed.
Okay.
That's just a report that has to print. That
Am I wrong, or did we do something on that, the lottery for a
That was
ballot?
when we were gonna do the primary. That's
Oh,
when we
alright.
did that lottery. This is just to say that this is the 2 people. It's not very specific as to how they're gonna go on the ballot.
Mhm.
This is just that these are the only 2 people.
All right, would you check, please, if they want us to do a lottery as to how it's?
I will
or they're
check.
gonna do it?
Yep, I will check.
So my experience has always been that the Secretary of State's office picks Republicans or Democrats, but because of this special election, we might have to do our own lottery.
Okay, well, Kerry will check and get back to us.
Yep.
So, you want us to, are we certifying the election ballot, seeing that we don't know who's 1 and 2, or who's top and bottom?
We're just certifying that those are
This
the
was
two
just
candidates.
certifying that those are the two people.
Certification of, well, your agenda says certification of the election ballot.
Because that's the way.
I don't want to
that's
pull
what it
English on you,
says.
but to me, that certifies the election ballot. So
Well,
at
this is
this
the way it
particular
printed
time,
out, so I don't know, Sarah.
you hear what I'm saying? Certification of the election ballot.
I
That
know.
means that that's the ballot. And
I know.
we don't know if that's the ballot. So I'll entertain a motion that we table the election, the setup of the election ballot, but that we approve that these two people, Mark E. Bourget and Deborah G. Taco, are the only two candidates.
Okay,
Bert,
I so move.
I'll second that.
all those in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Opposed, so
Aye.
voted unanimously. The positioning of the election ballot is tabled, but the two contestants, Bourget and Taco, are accepted as the two candidates for the special election.
Is there a write-in candidate or will there be a space for a
Isn't it?
write-in candidate?
I would think so.
Yes,
Okay,
there will
yes,
be.
there always is, yep.
okay.
All right, the next order of business is the certification of the polling location for the special council thing. I have before me resolved that the attached is certified as a polling election place for the July 6, 2021 special town council election to be held at Greenbush School, 127 Greenbush Road. Any objections or comments?
No.
All right, Bert? I'll
No,
entertain. the motion.
I so move.
Nancy,
I will second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
So voted unanimously. All right, sign it. All right. Number 8, the next item is poll workers for special town council Ward 5 election. Terry?
Okay, so, I know Madison, Paul, and Olivia are, definitely gonna be there. I'm sure Karen will do it again. Sarah, I'm maybe your mother-in-law. So I
Yep,
think,
she's
we-
already
Yeah.
agreed to do that.
I think we only need,
What
a
happened to
couple-
Rachel?
Well, I don't know, because I guess it was really slow, so she wasn't that fond of it being very slow for being there all those hours. So, I might only need 2. Because my nephew won't be around for this one. He'll be on vacation.
Sarah, I have a question. As you know, the CDC keeps changing their mind every 2 seconds, but they did say that there is, and this isn't anything against your mother, by the way, but when will we be able to dispense with the sanitizer? I mean, they say that it's not spread through the surfaces.
I don't think that we need a person to sanitize. My mother-in-law has been a supervisor, a clerk, a
She is
moderator. She knows all of those positions and is able to
Okay.
do
Yep.
any of them.
I was actually
I
gonna
think
put her on
that
a
in this
supervisor.
particular election, I think we need to combine the greeter and sanitizer position would be my advice.
Well, there'll come a time, well, I don't know about this, but we have early voting, do we not, Kerry?
Yes, correct.
So at our last meeting before the next special election, we're gonna know, will we know somewhat of how many people voted early?
How
How long is the early voting period?
It starts
20
on, I
days.
think, the 15th or 16th
Of June?
of June.
So therefore, if we have a meeting at the end of June, we're gonna know. Because I
Oh, yeah.
really don't believe you're gonna get a ton of, especially with the early voting,
Yep,
a ton of people at the polling place. So, it's
I
something
believe
to keep in
in
mind.
4 mail ballots already.
Oh, they're also there's also mail balloting.
Mail ballot applications,
Yeah,
yep.
because it's a Title 17
But
election.
I didn't
Yeah.
send them out.
This
The
is a
Secretary-
Title 17 election.
Yes, correct. But I didn't send them out, and the Board of Election, the Secretary of State did not send them out. This is just, the candidates have come in and they've requested
Got it.
to mail ballots. So I have given them and I have received some back, and I sent out the permanent mail ballot applications. So out of the permanent mail ballot, I think I've gotten 3 of those. I think I sent 14 or 15, and I've gotten 3 or 4 of those back.
Okay.
Now, can they request a mail ballot online?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, they can print it out off the Secretary of State's website too.
Mhm. Okay.
Carrie, what do we have again for poll workers that are definite? So our moderator,
Well, Richards will be the moderator this time. So Madison and Olivia will be supervisors. Karen Simpson and your mother-in-law will be supervisors. So we probably only need the one person for the door and the cleaning.
You don't
with
need
it
a
being
clerk?
a Title 17 election, you're not running with a clerk and a moderator?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh, that's
clerk.
right, that's right. It's Madison's gonna be the clerk. So we
Okay,
still
so
need
we need one more
one
supervisor?
supervisor and one door greeter, whatever.
Do we, considering the fact that we have the Board of Canvassers there on location, do you think that we need a greeter for this? If it's gonna be the same amount, I mean, you guys were at the polling location all day for the budget referendum. How did you feel about the greeter position? Do you think that we can skip that?
Well, the greeter is an excellent worker, but again, I was gonna bring it up at the end. I always speak last. I'm not so sure you need a greeter either.
Yeah,
As well
I
as
tend to agree with that. Not for this.
Okay,
I agree with that too.
okay, so we just
I agree with
need
that.
one supervisor, right?
Right, so we'll just have the 2 sets of supervisors. They can take turns walking to the door and telling people, where to go or whatever. But I think we'll just do the 2 sets of supervisors, the clerk and the moderator, if you guys are okay with that.
I guess my question on the clerk would be, what is her function when it's a special election with just one office on the ballot? Tell me, Sarah, what would be her function?
Well, we'll have
Clerk.
provisionals and everything for this. So the moderator.
Moderator, with
The
what?
moderator is just supposed to be at the ballot machine and making sure that the ballots go okay. If ballots get rejected, they have to send them to the clerk to issue a new one.
And I agree when you have a primary general election, but this particular election, do you realize I did some math? You're 263 people in 13 hours at the Civic Center is what?
Yep.
10, 15 people an hour, and we got 2 sets of supervisor. And if you're gonna do that at the general election, the special, I should say, election, you're gonna do that. If you have another 200, you're gonna have 2 sets of supervisor and a clerk. Remember,
So what
we
happens
were
if
going
that
to
morning, one of the supervisors can't work?
say that again.
Hypothetically, that morning, what happens if one of the supervisors falls out?
They call JP.
Yeah. We're not voting on this today, but I'm not 100% sure because like
No,
I
I
said,
didn't put it as a vote.
we have, as Kerry so succinctly put it, we have a supervisor, Rachel Goslin, that in a sense doesn't want to be the supervisor because it was boring and there was nothing to do. And here we say, let's get 2 more sets of, I mean, you gotta work.
No, it would be the same as what we had, 2 sets.
Yeah, but she was bored with the 2 sets. That's what I'm saying. I
That
think, Go ahead.
that election really was not the norm.
well, this isn't
You
going to
guys
be
had
the norm
1,000
either.
voters 2 years
This-
ago at that,
Yeah, but
At
that's
that
because we had an
financial-
increase.
right? So 2 years ago, you guys had 1,000 voters. I mean, we had to prepare for the worst.
All right,
mean,
well,
it's-
I
at the
don't
end of the
know.
day, it's on you guys. So, I mean, if you guys want to reduce the number,
I mean, these people got to work. It's not like, oh, wait a minute, I only want to do one voter every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you're going to get 1,000 people voting at this Ward 5 special election.
I do not.
Especially with early
I
voting.
agree with that.
And mail. Remember, we didn't have any early voting of mail here. in this election.
Right.
Or in the last budget referendum that Sarah said had 1,000 voters. We did have no mail, no early voting. You got it here. So we're not voting today, but it's something I would like the board to think about. Exactly how many people do we need?
Did you ever find out if we as Board of Canvassers can substitute, say, if there's only 2 supervisors and someone has to go to eat or bathroom or
I
something
don't
like
think
that?
you can do it for I think if you are just doing it for a few minutes to fill in, I think that's okay, like to give someone a break, but I
That's what I'm
don't think
talking
that you
about.
can do it for the entire day.
Oh, no, that's not. No.
Yeah, but weren't you gonna check that, Sarah? Or somebody?
Yeah, yep, I'll find out.
We want to find out.
It's just if we have 2 supervisors, we could sit there and check in people. They're gonna, if the poll pads is no problem.
And
Right.
remember, and I think Nancy, who sat with me, will back me up, Nancy LeBlanc. I don't ever remember, I know there was only 263, but I don't ever remember a line, any
Yeah.
kind of a line at this budget referendum. And I mean, do we have to make it so that nobody can stand in line for 5 minutes?
Well,
You get my point, what I'm trying to say? There was no line for
Yeah.
this one at all, nothing. And so now we're gonna have a Ward 5 election. And believe me, I'm only speaking about the Ward 5 election, not the general primary next year and the general.
right.
I'm wondering, and then Sarah keeps saying, how the budget's tight and everything else. I don't know if we need all of these people.
So what do you think that you need?
Well, you need the moderator. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because remember you said we need the clerk because there'll be provisionals in this one?
Yep.
Well, Nancy and I and JP can tell you that we almost did provisionals in this one. When we had the glitch, right,
Yeah.
Nance?
Yeah.
Right.
yes,
And we did it and we worked it out and all we had was a moderator, not a clerk.
We had a rough backup system if it
Right.
didn't get corrected. Yes.
And I talked to Maddie, but the moderator was bored out of her gourd that day too. So, I mean, can
No,
you
I
get
know,
away
but
with it?
if we're legally obligated to have a clerk and a moderator for a Title 17 election, unfortunately, we're gonna have to have one. So
Well,
I mean, I get it. It's a slow day. It stinks. No one wants to be sitting around doing nothing, but if we're obligated to have it, then we need to have it.
So what are you proposing, Ray? A moderator?
Moderator, no clerk, no greeter, no sanitizer. Now, I'm not
I
proposing
agree.
that. I'm not proposing that now.
I like it.
How many?
And I think that'll work too.
How many sets of supervisors? 2?
That's to be determined. See the early voting. Kerry, off the top of your head, I don't want you to have to look this up now. How many registered voters in Ward 5?
There's around 3,000.
4,500,
How much?
4,500,
Those are
give or
registered.
take.
All right, now, do we know what came out in the November election, which was presidential?
No,
All right, check that, please, if you can.
We
Not now.
expect-
Not
We
now.
expect about 450 voters in total.
450?
There,
Not the
yeah,
polling
we're-
place.
Total, that includes mail and early voting.
right,
Oh, that includes early voting.
yes.
So do you have a figure in the top of your head of what it might be at the polling location? 330?
I bet 375.
All right, you're getting close to that 263 that we just had. Okay, and people were standing around, they were going out, to get some sun because it was a nice
Right.
warm day. I'm not so sure how much. Now, I'm trying to be frugal about it. Now, if you don't care, you can get 3 sets of supervisors. I mean, it's the town's money, but I'm just saying, in order to be frugal about it, I don't know if we need all these people.
Right. I agree.
Nancy LeBlanc?
Well, I might have a little different point of view. I do agree that it could be that way, but it could also not be. We could have, because some people might be out of work and maybe they're not going on vacation because of all the COVID, and they might be home and they're going to want to come and vote on that day. That's possible. And I come from a field that you prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So I'm really not the one, I think, to make a decision on that. I see where you're coming from, Ray, and to save money for the town sounds good to me. But I'm a little uncomfortable with it.
Okay. Well, we're not voting on it right now, right, Kerry?
No,
Okay.
nope.
But it's just something to keep in mind, because
Mhm.
on the reverse side of what Nancy LeBlanc just said, you got people that may be finally, after a year of COVID, going on vacation for the first time in 2 years. And it may be a exceptionally low turnout, only
Yeah.
because
You
COVID
are
has finally been broken a little bit.
I agree with you, but you know,
I
it's
know.
that
Out of
maybe.
an abundance of caution, you want all these people. That's all right.
Well,
And it-
if we have a moderator, 2 sets of supervisors, and we're gonna be there all day,
I guess. I mean, where else are we
do
going
we
to be?
have to be there all day?
Well, you're going to be there. If you want to get paid, you're going to be there, or you're going to be at the town hall all day.
Okay,
If they let you in, they're letting us in, Sarah?
Yeah, yep. You guys can come here if you'd rather.
Because usually during a regular election with 10 polling places, we hang out in the town council
Town hall.
chambers, and we go to the different polls as
Technically,
necessary.
you guys are in session from open to close for the
Right,
poll.
yeah.
Where you only have one poll, I mean, I guess it makes sense for you to be at the polling location,
Yep.
but on a regular election, I think being here from open to close.
Yes, that's what we do.
yeah, that's what we do, yeah.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I agree. I don't want to staff any more people than what we absolutely have to either. But here's my scenario for you. At 7 o'clock in the morning, when you're opening the polls and you have 25 people in line because they want to vote before they go to work, you have one set of supervisors. Those people are waiting a long time. And
I
that-
haven't had that happen. I will rely on the board. The last election, we each had 2 polling places that we had to be to at 7 o'clock in the morning to make sure they were up and running. I had like Christ the King and the Manor. There was no 25 people in line. It wasn't even close. Nancy LeBlanc, your 2 polling places, 7 o'clock in the morning during the last presidential election.
There were some people outside of Maisie Quinn waiting to get in.
How long? How many?
Maybe 8.
All right. JP, you had
The
Wakefield.
line at Cardi's was kind of long, because remember we had a complaint.
Oh, yeah.
Christ the King.
All right.
Well, that was one of the opening, and it was raining that morning.
But was that when one of the polling, like Christ the King had a problem with the poll pads again?
Yep.
They had to come down and fix it. So there was a line backed up because nobody was voting till about
Yeah.
8:30. Remember,
And as I
keep that in
recall,
mind.
as I recall, some voters left.
At Christ the King, no, we brought him in. We brought him in, went around that because it's so big. The church hall, we spaced them 6 feet apart. Karen did, and she,
Well,
they snaked around the hall, so they all got to vote.
I
But
don't
again,
have a
that wasn't
problem.
our fault.
I don't have a problem with one moderator and 2 sets of supervisors. That, I think, you pretty well cover your bases,
Okay.
okay? But I think you can't go down to 1 set of supervisors. I really don't think so, because you don't know what it's gonna be like, because you're only talking $400 difference between the 2? Is it worth $400 to be sure that you have someone there to get the voters through the line? Sarah, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I tend to agree with you, Nancy. I really don't think that any polling location should ever have less than 2 sets of supervisors, in my opinion.
No, so I put-
Okay, wait a minute. Karen just came into the room. Remember I told you about Christ the King? They had a problem with the poll pads. So we had to snake them around inside because it was starting to light snow outside. Karen just came in to inform me somebody called out sick that day. She only had 1 set of
I only have
supervisors
1 set of supervisors, and I don't know. who-
during that line
I
and
don't know
during
who
that
the 2
poll pad
girls
things.
were, but once they got the Wi-Fi to work and everything else, they went through those people, like probably, it seemed like 15 minutes. I had to have at least 60 people
Yeah.
inside there waiting to vote.
We brought him inside because it was it was nasty weather
Yeah,
outside.
it was snowing out.
Yeah, I think that was the presidential.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the general election.
Yeah, it was, but I'm just saying that one set of supervisors, because somebody had called out sick, and I understand your point that maybe if somebody calls out sick, now what? But I don't think you're gonna get that many people but
Yeah.
anyways, that's just my comment.
Thank you. I had forgot about the one set of
Thank you,
supervisors.
Karen.
She had one set of supervisors till the town, you wouldn't have known, Sarah, you weren't here, but Mary Ann did. She was calling all morning to try and get a supervisor to Christ the King.
Yeah.
Move somebody around. Remember that, JP?
Yes, sir.
So there you go, Sarah. One set of, I'm not saying let's do one set of supervisors, but to quell Nancy's fear, these people can, if they're good, and our people are good. Olivia, Maddie, Paul, they're all good.
Yeah, but
Karen?
anything can happen.
Right.
You know,
So you get my point? In other words, they can handle it. But I'm not arguing for one set of supervisors, but the clerk and the sanitizer and the greeter, I don't know.
so
No,
do
we
Sarah
don't
wants
need
to
that.
pay
you
him.
agree with a moderator and 2 sets of supervisors?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm after this elections, the next one, you need the people, the primary. I mean, they're already lining up the governor. There's already 4 or 5 Democrats lined up to run for governor in a primary. So you're going to need people. Because see, that's the other thing that nobody's brought up here today. When you got like 5 people running, I'm going to get my people out to vote. JP's going to get his out to vote. Nancy's going to get his out to vote. When you only got 2 people, you only got 2 people getting their people out to vote, other than the general voting public. That's the other thing you got to consider. In other words, how many people are going to bring busloads of people to vote for them over there? There's only 2 people on the
That's
ballot.
not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but it's also only 2 people on the ballot. So, I mean,
Right.
So in this particular case, Taco will get her people out. Bourget, hopefully, both of them will get their people out. And then the general populace will come out and vote. But what I'm saying is when you've got 4 or 5 people, they're all going to get their groups out to vote. So you're going to have some heavy voter turnout there, maybe. So keep that in mind. There's only 2 people on that ballot. 1 vote, 2 people. And the other thing is how easy it is for them to vote. And they got to do 1 circle. 1 circle on the ballot. That's it. See you later. Just keep it in mind for when we come to vote. But, obviously you need the moderator. Obviously you need the supervisors. If Sarah wants to pay 2 sets, she don't want to gamble on 1. I'm fine with that. But
At the end of the day, it's up to you guys. I mean, if
I know,
if
but
it comes in, you guys are the ones that are going to have to deal with it.
Right.
So it's up to you.
Right.
I'm advising you in the best way that I in my experience.
right.
I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem that we could resolve when it happens. I'm sure we can do it.
And the other thing is, when you're doing this, I agree with Nancy LeBlanc. You kind of prepare for the worst, but I mean, at what point do you say, well, wait a minute now, and then what constitutes a line, if I can put it that way? 5 people in line, don't bother me. I mean, how many? You want to make it so nobody ever waits? We're not talking about what was it, Georgia or something with 150 people in line because they didn't have enough poll workers. When have we ever had a line like that? You know what I'm saying? So what's a line?
Yep.
Do we care if 100 people are waiting in line? Yes. 50? Maybe yes. 10? No. I mean, come on. How long is it going to take? But it's just something that we can consider. Anybody have anything else on the poll workers? We're just discussing it. We're not voting. Anything else? No. All right. Public comment. I don't see any attendees. Anybody see any attendees?
No public. Ray, you
Okay.
good?
All right. Nancy LeBlanc. Comment, public comment.
I've said everything I had to say.
Bert.
When will we have our next meeting? Approximately.
We'll leave that up to Kerry and me because we got to figure out what she's got to do and what we got to do and stuff like that. You'll be notified in due course, I'm sure.
It won't be in the next week because I'm not here.
Yeah, lucky you.
Oh, it won't be the next week, okay.
Yeah, but you better watch out, Kerry. You know, Sarah might want to take your job too. Wasn't she that at Richmond?
She can absolutely take my job.
No, thank you.
But weren't you both in Richmond? Weren't you?
I
She
in-
was. Yep, I didn't have a carry.
There you go. Watch out, Kerry. Anyway, let's see. Brett. All right. Nancy Parenti. Are you on?
Muted.
She's been muted.
All right. JP.
All set. Thank you.
All right. And basically I'm all set. So that takes care of public comment. Before I close, Kerry, you want a public comment? You want to say something?
No, I'm good.
Sarah? All right. Having passed through our regular order of business, I'll entertain a motion that we adjourn.
I so move.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
so voted unanimously. The meeting stands adjourned at 3:37 PM.
Okay.
Kerry, you want this stuff down there now?
Okay, signing off.
All right,
Want it-
bye. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye,
you want it
Joe.
now?
Thank you.
You want somebody to come down and sign it with,
If
besides
they
me?
can. Yeah, because I'm only here today and tomorrow.
Nancy LeBlanc?
I can't go tomorrow.
I'll do it now.
Can you do it now, Nancy?
Yeah, I can go now.
No.
Okay.
All right, me and Nancy will be down there in a few minutes.
All right, sounds
Okay,
good.
good. Yep,
All
bye-bye.
right, goodbye,
Bye.
everybody. If we don't,
Thanks, Joe.
I don't see you, have a nice Memorial Day.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Bye, everybody.
Joe, have a nice Memorial Day.
You too.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah, right.